yes, there are new technologies out there that are going to reshape supply chains, particularly information technologies to do with robotics, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, that will shorten supply chains. So you'll have fewer production locations around the world. You'll have more tasks done by fewer individuals and robots. It'll cut out a lot of labor-intensive manufacturing. So you'll have fewer production sites, fewer locations, closer to market, as it were. What the specialists call next-shoring or near-shoring. That will happen to some extent. But my view is that this is exaggerated. We are probably not going to see the wholesale destruction of jobs and of labor-intensive jobs in particular as manufacturing reshores to the United States and to China. Because there are countervailing trends, not least in technology. There are new communication technologies out there being innovated that will actually allow further decentralization of tasks. So you can splinter up production further because you can organize the logistics and the communications of it better with new technology, which means more production locations for some manufacturing and above all for services around the world. And if markets are liberalized further, that's a big if, you will see that process spreading. So, for example, to be more concrete about it, if India finally liberalizes its labor markets, you will see a wholesale shift of labor-intensive production from South Asia to India and other parts of South Asia. Because they have the labor cost advantage, which the coastal provinces of China no longer have. Some of that production is already moving out to Bangladesh, Vietnam, some of it to Indonesia, some of it to the interior provinces of China. In 10, 15, 20, 30 years' time, some of this should move to sub-Saharan Africa because there will be more people. These provinces will be more people. So in that sense, I think technology can actually create new jobs, including manufacturing jobs, in many more locations around the world. But I think, again, the biggest price to be had is in services. Because there will be new opportunities in many more services, not just financial services, but all sorts of backbone services, telecoms, education, healthcare, tourism, and so on. That will be job intensive, including job intensive for those who have no skills or few skills. What does this mean for Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka has probably missed the boat, certainly for mass manufacturing. There may be a few more niches out there, which Sri Lanka isn't in at the moment. I think that depends on linking up with some South Indian supply chains, particularly those around Chennai. Maybe cars and car parts or an extension of that supply chain. But I suspect that the opportunities here and the gains therefrom are going to be limited. The much bigger prize for Sri Lanka is to have a diversification of services, all sorts of services, and hooking up to global service supply chains, including those around Chennai and Hyderabad and Bangalore. And it would probably start with a kind of shipping and logistics hub in Colombo around the port as the South Asian hub halfway between Singapore and Dubai, which would be back to history because we were a sort of Clapham Junction for international services, in the Indian Ocean at least, going back several centuries. And there could be all kinds of plug-ins to that, financial services, legal services, and other stuff besides. So I think it would be primarily a services story, not a manufacturing